All right, welcome everyone to Echo Base X-Wing Mission Debriefing. Uh,
Hey everybody, how's it going tonight?
I am Walker Darko. With me is Jake Ream, who
Hey
already said
everybody, how's it
hello,
going?
and Kevin Lights.
Hey everybody.
All right, so if you were on a little beforehand, you'd know, but this game is the championship from a local hyperspace qualifier in St. Paul, Minnesota, the Gaming Goat, between oh
It
Steve
was
Reed
Stephen
and
Reed
Shawn
and
Kardell.
Shawn. Yep.
Uh,
Correct.
So this
so
was the finals at the event, and Jake
yes,
was on site doing the recording. So this was our recording, and he took care of the overlay for us during the game live, so we don't have to worry about it now, which is awesome.
Yep, definitely makes it a lot easier.
What time was this played? It was late, wasn't it?
Yeah, the final I think ended around midnight, so it was about 10 o'clock local time when these two guys started playing. And this particular hyperspace trial was a 6 round cut to top eight. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of context for
in a brewery,
the mindset of these players at the time,
in a brewery. That's the other
That
part.
matters.
also in the
The
brewery.
mindset. It was in a brewery. Um, Twitch did ask, who did we think was going to win on paper? Just looking at the lists.
On paper, I thought Steven was going to win.
Really?
I did, yeah. Part of that was also watching him play throughout the day, and seeing a couple of his games.
Okay. I mean, I could see it. Um, I would lean towards Imperial in this game just because he has enough alpha potential to take off one of those ships. And as soon as it's just one fire spray against like a Vader, it's going to be really tough
Hmm.
for the fire sprays to win.
I just figured with the fire sprays having proton bombs, proximity mines, like they could control a little more of the board state on Vader
Oh, they will.
to get him an edge. So I mean, that's why I would maybe lean towards the
Yep.
double fire sprays just because of that. But I mean, if you can punch through those barrage rockets with Jonas re-rolling, I mean, burn one quick.
Yeah. So should we go ahead and start the video and we can talk a little bit more about this matchup as the players are setting up?
Yeah.
Yep, we can go through the list as they're setting up.
All right,
All right.
let's go.
Okay, so I'll just do the Imperial list real quick. So Shawn is running Vader with hate and fire control. That's right, no afterburners. Jonas with barrage rockets and two scimitars with barrage rockets. Steven is running Boba Fett with trick shot, perceptive co-pilot, proton bombs, and slave one, so he can change his dial. Amon is running composure. Yes, that's right, composure. And I'm sure you forgot what that did. And I even did during the game because I thought he would get a stress if you do it, like at a previous game. If you fail an action, you can then take a focus action. I thought that was red, but apparently it's not. The Leet crew, I'm just going to call it, which allows you to force your opponent to re-roll a dice roll, and then it makes your banks blue.
Hmm.
Proton bombs, prox mines, and the Andrasta title. And I don't remember if they're bidding or not. Looks like 191,
To 199.
and yeah, I think so. So an interesting kind of setup actually with the rocks where they are. I kind of thought maybe they'd be a little bit tighter to help deny the fire sprays access to the middle of the board. But you could also look at that as a good thing, whereas if they do come to an engagement, there's more escape room from all the bombs shenanigans.
Hmm. Well, and based on Sean's setup, he's flying them, or at least setting up in a block formation. So he wants to probably try to keep them together. So the spread on the obstacles for him also lets him keep them in that formation.
Makes sense. Something that's going to benefit Shawn a little bit, like it's going to stink with the proton bombs, but it will benefit that his ships have enough durability to withstand a couple punches from Steven's ships, and
Hmm.
also maybe a bomb on the disengage. So it'll be interesting to see how those hit points hold up over time, or if it gets into a position where they're not enough. And if I remember, is it Boba on the inside or is it Amon on the inside?
Amon is on the inside, Boba's on the outside.
Okay.
And Jake was nice enough to go through and edit to make sure we got 2s and 3s to know which scimitar we got going.
Yep.
I didn't see him earlier, so I was like, oh no, do we not have numbers?
Oh, no, they're there.
I'm very happy we have numbers.
I was sneaking them in on you.
This will be a little bit tougher, though, with Vader not having afterburners. His ability to dodge bombs is a lot less than maybe it normally would be, since he normally has afterburners. So this will be a little bit harder than maybe a normal Vader matchup would be against this.
So what kind of engagement do both of these guys want to see? Like what's favorable for Shawn?
So Shawn's favorable matchup in this situation is going to be, I think he needs to approach from multiple vectors. Like he needs to have the bombers not next to Vader in this situation when the engagement happens, so that if the bombs do come into play, he can't just hit all of them at once.
Yeah.
So he wants to kind of keep it in the open, or lead the fire sprays in a direction that they have to go, so that he can just kind of set his guns in the direction that he will go. So if you use the rocks, he wants to try to set up a predictable trajectory. Whereas Steven wants to try to get in as fast as he can with Boba, and then set up all the areas that bombs will kind of take advantage of the fact that Shawn's list is not very mobile. So a cluster is what Steve wants, and a more or less open, predictable lane, I guess you could say, is kind of what Shawn wants. So we're seeing the bombers come out early to kind of take part of the map. I do like that.
That's one of the things that we've been talking about for a while now, Kevin, is the opening moves going a little bit faster to get to an area on the board that you want to control.
Yep.
And I think that's what he's doing here. You know, he's moving them out there pretty fast right away.
Yep, he's quickly claiming. So something else to keep in mind. So if he were to do this, Steve only has 6 dice on the salvo, and Shawn has 8. So it is advantageous for Shawn to be very selective of his engagement if he were to turn in and engage the fire sprays, but not force it, since he does not need to. His win condition is not implicit on him actually engaging the fire sprays. And I think they're just talking about upgrades right now.
Yeah.
So they always say if 2 people joust, one of them is always wrong, at least. If these 2 jousted, who's wrong?
More
Fire
than
sprays.
likely, Shawn is probably wrong.
Shawn is wrong.
Yes. If Boba can get in fast enough, Shawn would definitely be wrong.
Okay.
And that's mostly because of the bombs and all the mods that Boba has.
Sure.
But with this setup, with Boba being on the outside, if they were to just turn in and start to joust now, I think Steve would be wrong.
Correct. Yeah. If Steve were to try to force an engagement, like right now, he has the upper positioning. You're right, especially with Boba being on the outside. I'm actually kind of surprised that he runs Amon. I suppose he does it so he can like fling the bombs if he needs to on someone turning in. But yes, typically you would want Boba on the inside.
And right now, Boba's on the bottom.
Yes.
Yep. Well, and with Iman's ability, that prox mine can end up in some pretty unique positions. Like, it's a large template for the bomb, and then to be able to do it at 3 speed.
Yeah, a 3 hard is pretty far.
Right.
Especially with a proton bomb too, because the template is smaller, but the range area it covers is pretty significant.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see when and who turns in first, and where Vader goes. Especially like if Vader doesn't choose to go a direction and kind of just goes straight and then chooses to barrel roll. But it's also going to depend on, are those bombers coming in, or are they just going to continue to go straight down the board edge?
Well, and with where he's got Vader right now, he can do that, right? He can 2 forward, 3 forward, and use that obstacle that's in front of him to decide, or as a, I guess, as a way to force Steve to go one way or the other if he just comes forward with Vader, like, because he can barrel roll around it either way.
Right. And I think Shawn is making the correct decision, like I had talked about just a little bit ago. It is not advantageous for him to just go towards the fire sprays and walk into their trap. So staying away and kind of waiting for a better time to engage, or making Steve come to him.
Mm-hmm.
Another big thing that people kind of forget, it is slightly different now that fire sprays are a medium base instead of a large base, but it is harder for fire sprays or larger base ships to navigate closer to the board edge in the corners that they get versus a small base. Their maneuverability is just not the same. So that can also be used as an advantage for a player that maybe doesn't want to fight in specific scenarios. You can use those board edges in the corner and use that to limit your opponent's maneuverability.
I have found, though, with the medium base that they fit a lot of places that you wouldn't normally think they would,
Yeah,
because of them
Especially if
being
you're used
medium
to
instead
large
of large.
bases. They just
Yeah.
always fit.
Right.
Yeah, and that one hard medium base is arguably better than the one hard was on a large base. It's crazy how good a one hard is on a medium base.
But there you see with medium bases still, a 4 forward boost is real fast.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. So it's interesting. So the next turn, we'll get to see a possible engagement. It'll be interesting to see if he kind of is baiting that he could turn Amon in, or if he's planning to launch past and continue to get the flank. But with Vader being, or no, sorry, not Vader, with Boba being so far away, I don't know if he would.
I think that's kind of a little risky on Steve's part, separating those two that much, because then if Shawn does turn in to meet him for an engagement, and you only have one of your 3-die ships available to provide some red dice for you, you're going to be sad quick.
Yep. So we're about to do dials here. So with Shawn's perspective, he has a couple options. You could hard 2 down if you believe that if you think Amon's coming in, you could hard 2 down.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're starting to commit towards the middle of the map. Or you could take this opportunity to K-turn. Because I had to double check the Bombers K-turns. I honestly don't remember if they still have a 5K or not.
But at this point, in order to keep the 2 fire sprays together, does Steve want to turn Amon in, or go slow, like with a bank with Amon, to be able to catch Boba up?
So I think you have to split the fire sprays up and come from 2 different angles. So if you're planning to have Boba do like a sharp turn in and maybe start to pivot left or pivot towards the middle of the board, I think you want to just 4 forward Amon and then possibly boost. And if he commits towards the middle of the board, they're all committing towards Boba, which is kind of what you want. And then Amon can be the flanker who can come from the side and then position bombs on the escape. Because ideally you want Boba to be the jouster of the list. So you kind of want to offer Amon up and maybe tease like, well, I could bank in. If you hard turn, you might get a shot, and then just blaze past. And then for Shawn, I just double checked. So the Bombers have a 3 and a 5K. I really like a 5K here from Shawn. Keeping the Bombers at enough distance that they can clear the stress the next turn, and they still haven't really committed, and they can respond and be safe because they're far enough away in case Steven does come in quickly with Amon. Because Vader will help keep him honest, so I don't think he comes in too hard.
Question in the Twitch chat: why composure on Iman? That is a very good question.
Yes, I don't have a good answer. I do remember
Possibly
I
just for a failed boost, like you still get the focus action, but that's I don't know why.
yeah, I do like that he's doing the 5Ks, right?
Yep.
Those are all
That's what it looks like.
Yep, 5Ks.
good. I like that he's doing the 5Ks. I think this is absolutely the right call. You're creating enough space. You're keeping your ship safe. You're allowing them a very good angle if they need to clear stress the next turn to respond to Amon coming in. I think this is a safe, non-engagement approach so far from Shawn.
And you said 4 forward?
I said 4 forward.
Yeah, let's see if he gives the boost.
Look at that. I'm calling all the moves. I think this is the correct decision from Steve. I think you don't just send him down that lane.
Yeah, I think you send him down that lane, and you're just sending him onto a quick death.
Right. And YouTube is mentioning that they would prefer trick shot over composure. I would agree. In every sense, yes. Especially on fire spray.
Yeah. Twitch chat is talking about just the risky boosts, and for a point, like it lets you try the boost, and okay, if you failed it, whatever, you end up with a focus anyway.
Sure. Yeah, it's the bumpers, right? The bowling bumpers.
Yeah.
They help you slightly, but once you get, I'm not going to say good enough, but once you get at the point where you just know, like, I will or will not fail those boosts, then it's mostly irrelevant. I'm actually surprised right here at the 2 hard and not the 1 hard from Boba. But, okay.
I mean, you're far enough away right now.
Yeah, it's more or less just the angle that it brings him in on. He has to bank a bit harder now in order to not worry about that obstruction.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to YOLO over the rock and call it.
So he did was that a 5 straight with Vader? Huh.
I didn't see the template. Twitch chat is asking, so Iman bails right on the next turn?
I think he has enough distance that Amon could still 1 forward and threaten the hard 3 proton bomb if the bombers come fast the next turn. Because I think he's got enough space where he could still fit like a 2 hard or a 1 hard boost the next turn if he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
But if he bails too early, his attempt to bait or stall didn't work. Because that's kind of the thing, is he needs one of the ships to get into position, and if he bails too early, he just lost 17 minutes and didn't really accomplish anything. But you don't want to stay too long, so it's a fine line. So I'm wondering if I need to check the bombers dials again really quick. So the bombers can 2 bank. So we probably see 2 banks to clear stress and focus on all the bombers, and then Vader. I'm not a big fan of it, but Vader probably is going to need to flip this turn. Like, I'd rather have Vader not stressed, so he's less predictable, but.
Well, does he flip, or does Vader kind of bank to the left?
Like a 3 bank?
Yeah, to put some pressure, or to put him in a position where he can put pressure on a flank.
He could. I would like the separation of Vader. So, like, if they weaved and the bombers came in and Vader came over the top and they started to create a pincer, I think that would probably be the best way to go.
And it accomplishes what you were talking about earlier, which was keeping Vader and the bombers separate, so that way later on in the game when they start to engage, Steve can't just hit all of Shawn's ships with one well-placed bomb.
Yep, I would agree. Well, and Shawn has to decide too, who is the real threat here? I mean, to a degree, he has to take whatever's given to him as far as target priority, but in the back of his mind, he needs to have a primary target identified. Because there may come a choice where he has to make a decision, and you need to know which is your priority when you make that decision. So, do we see? I'm assuming we see a bank into the left from Boba, and maybe like a one bank away from Amon. Although I'd really like to see a one forward.
I guess if he's going to go fast with Boba, he could maybe turn Iman in and engage with both ships at this point.
Well, the trick with Iman is you always want to try to have them so that they have to turn into your side or are following you.
I mean, I guess it also depends on how Steve flies Iman. Like if he really uses the bombing ability on the escape more so than keeping it off to the side. Yeah.
So YouTube had asked, is it the threat or is it whatever is easier to kill? It depends. So for example, like Boba's, in my opinion, Boba's the primary target. Iman can do some crazy stuff, but Boba has too many mods, and he's just too durable the less ship count you have. So ideally, I think if Boba is your threat, but if it's a bad situation, like you're shooting at Boba with full mods, yeah, you're going to want to try to just disengage from that if you can to try to shoot at Iman. But that's all going to come down to range control and the approach. So I feel like ideally you want to try to pop Boba first and try to just maintain distance from Amon, since he will technically be easier to kill and will deal less damage as long as the bombs don't eat you up.
So Walker, Twitch chat wants to hear from you more.
Yeah. Well, Twitch is they're talking about like asking if stream is freezing, so I'm sitting here checking my CPU, trying to figure out if I got no drop frames. I think we're doing good.
Yeah.
Fix talking about my eyes.
I was watching the Twitch stream and I wasn't seeing anything, so I don't know.
Yeah. And then when they think like this, you wonder if it's frozen, but it's not.
So I'm kind of surprised at the 2 forward from Shawn and not a 2 bank.
I suppose, yeah, because it's not really. I mean, maybe he's thinking that Iman's going for even the 2 bank would still give you a shot, but if Iman's going to go fast.
Yeah, because this presents a possible option for Boba to 3 bank boost and maybe get a shot off unanswered. Whereas if you banked, you would definitely have a retaliation shot. So I'm kind of just surprised. But yes, if Amon goes left in any way, shape, or form,
right,
he is definitely going to get shot.
Yep. And Twitch chat, currently Walker is the one hosting the video and streaming, so he was definitely doing video support.
Just for now, we'll be fine.
Yep.
Kevin hasn't set me up for any good jokes yet.
No.
We didn't have any hard one scenarios.
You've talked about the hard one, but
I'm taking that away from Phil when I see him next. Okay, so the 2 bombers. So we're gonna get to see Amon's move. Let's see.
Looks like a turn.
There's your hard one.
There's the one hard turn.
Kevin, there's the hard one you were looking for.
There's the hard one, not the hard one I would recommend. This is a bit dangerous for Amon. Like, if we just think about this positionally, right? If he boosts, he's going to get shot by maybe 2. He'll have no mods, and he'll get shot by maybe 2 barrage rockets. But it's where he's at for the next turn. Like, those bombers are in a really good position where they kind of have Amon trapped in a scenario where he doesn't have a good escape. Huh.
Yeah,
And part of why
Amon's pretty telegraphed next turn.
Yeah, and part of why I like the one forward is he's had options. He still could have been like, oh, well, I'll do this or I'll do this.
I mean, ideally for Shawn, you're gonna want to, if you can engage one of the fire sprays without the other, that would be great.
Yeah, if you could have anything engaged without the other, that would be ideal.
There's a bit of a pincer now.
This is kind of what I was talking about. Yep, this is why I was like, well, the banks would have been really good because now Boba's going to get an unanswered shot.
Yep.
Whereas had he banked, I think all of them probably would have had opportunities to shoot at Boba Fett. Is Vader 3 hardening over the top?
So Twitch chat is saying something about Iman doing a 1 hard left on this next turn and then boosting away.
Probably.
I don't know if I would like that though, because now the bombers are chasing Iman and you're using your action to clear distance and to try to get away.
But then Iman's got the rear arc and
sure,
bomb dropping. Well, you don't really want to follow him.
Yeah, he's also going to throw Boba Fett in the way.
Yeah.
I think. To run interference. Which is fine, but... So what are they marking ships? Like, what is...
Yeah, they're marking a ship for, looks like Vader.
For Vader?
Yeah.
Is he 3 harding?
3 bank.
3 bank.
3 banking, okay. So Vader's going to be irrelevant this turn and won't have a shot. So I really don't think Shawn anticipated Boba coming in to be where he's at right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that just goes back to the medium base. It still moves quickly when you do the 3 bank boost.
Oh yeah.
I'm just excited that we get some dice.
I think it'll just be a shot from Boba trick-shotted through to the bomber that got bumped. I'm guessing that's what we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think there's range between Iman and 3.
Yeah, and the trailing bomber is Jonas.
Oh, is it Jonas? Okay.
Yeah, the one in the very far back to the left is Jonas.
Okay. So I'm guessing he's thinking about Vader's actions right now?
Yeah, I suppose Vader could... I mean, Vader could get a shot if he really wanted one, but...
Well, can he though? Because a barrel roll forward...
I don't think he can even with a barrel roll. And maybe that's what he's contemplating. He's just looking at the angles.
I think what you do here as a Vader player is you take the target lock now because you know you're in range, and then you spend a force to barrel roll out of range. And now you've got the lock already, and you've given yourself more range and more room to hard turn in the next turn.
Mm-hmm. So we're seeing a barrel roll from Vader.
And I'm really surprised that he's not locking first.
He's barrel rolling away, so he's probably taking himself out of target lock option.
Yeah, but you're going to get the force back.
Right.
So what you want to do is, you want to try to prioritize.
Mm-hmm. You're maximizing your actions and minimizing your loss.
Correct. Like, he might still be in range, maybe, but as a Vader player, I would recommend, if you're going to do something like that, try to just remember to take the target lock first, and then disengage. Because, yeah, he's just moving to dials now, so, like, he could have had his lock.
Oh, so Boba didn't have a shot?
Well, he picked up his dials. Sorry, he picked up his dials, which means we're moving to combat.
There we go.
Surprised he's not immediately just reaching for that. Unless he thinks he can get 2 shots on the front bomber. Maybe that's what he's going for. Yeah, looks like the front bomber.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Got a crit.
And done.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so then Amon is next, since Jonas is moving after and probably out of range. are they?
And we're out of range.
Check range. Okay.
And then
Okay.
we get to return
So,
to dials.
So I think as Shawn, you have to decide, is Boba coming in or is Boba turning away? And unfortunately, he has Slave 1, so he can make a decision and change his mind.
I think Boba comes in, right? Like you want to put that pressure and maybe take a bomber off this next turn before it even gets to shoot.
Ideally, I think so.
It just depends on the angle that Iman is at with that debris cloud there. You know, can he go forward? Does he turn away and use rear arc?
So do you just hard to the bombers and point them? Or do you try to get cute and do like a 3 hard barrel? I don't know, because the hard one. Man, those medium base hard ones. Yeah, I think, because he has a choice.
Yeah.
He could either just bank all of them in, or he could hard turn them.
So Twitch chat is asking if we've seen this game. I was live when the game was being played, so I do have a little bit of insight. Kevin, were you watching this one as well?
Like, I glanced at pieces of it. I don't remember very much of it.
Yeah.
So not really. I tried because I knew Jake was recording not to watch any of the games.
I haven't seen anything, so I'm clueless for a couple reasons.
And ideally, like we like to try to just talk over the different options and not necessarily say, "Oh yeah, I think this is this is going to be the best move," and hey, look at that, he did that. You know, we try not to do that.
Yep. So if Iman does that hard one and boosts, and the bombers, let's just say the bombers all hard 3 because they want to get aggressive. I think if all the bombers do hard 3s, they will at least still get 2 barrage shots on Iman, even if he does a 1 hard and a boost.
Well, so do you bring Boba in to maybe PS kill a bomber with Iman? Or do you let Vader get behind you? Or do you...
So because of their health, I don't think you can get the PS kill. Like, you'd have to get some pretty good dice in order to get that PS kill on a bomber. You could probably get it to half health and maybe make it spend its focus, but I don't know that you could get the kill.
Sure.
But if he pushes to range 1, can he? Like if he got to range 1 with both Iman and Boba, I mean that's 8 red dice and.
I mean, I've had my ship die. My ships die when they shouldn't have.
But the thing is it's 8 red dice, so you have to roll at least 6 hits, and he can't roll any paint.
Right.
And he's going to roll 4 green dice. So I'd say statistically you're probably not going to kill a ship, but you probably do some damage and maybe make him spend a focus, so then you're only taking 1 barrage volley.
And there's your 1 bank.
I don't know that I like the 1 bank, though. The reason I say that is I think it's going to hold the other 2 bombers back, and if Boba comes in, you're going to end up shooting everybody at Boba, and he's going to be range 1, which is what we talked about before, which is not what you want. And if Boba just decides to opt out, you might just have... Oh, whoa.
Coming.
Okay, that's not what I expected at all.
So now you hope Boba's doing like a 2 bank.
Huh.
I'd like to get a token of Kevin's face right there.
Iman's, I think, going to have a really sad day. Huh. Jonas is only for secondary weapon reroll, right? He's not Howl Runner.
Whoa, Boba's going 4 forward too.
Is he just slamming? Oh no, he'll fit.
Yeah, medium base always fits.
Yeah, so it's secondary weapons, fair.
So in that position, though, Boba is not going to be... I mean, whether or not he would be shooting at Boba anyway, but Boba is out of the arc.
Of everyone but Jonas.
Yeah, number 2 and number 3.
I think that's okay. I don't think he's going to plan to shoot at Boba at all. You shouldn't. Shawn should shoot everything at Amon this turn,
Yeah.
and he should barrel roll Vader in to have a better shot at Amon. So chat asked, what are the strategies of each list? So it's really, in this game, it's what is the strategy of Steve's list? Because Shawn's list is more or less, he kind of wants to joust with a kind of a flanker with Vader. And Steve's is, he wants to get in his face with one of his ships and possibly a flank with a second, otherwise make him pay with bombs.
And Vader's taking a focus target lock, so...
I guess I'm a little confused why Vader's not barrel rolling right now. Is he shooting at Boba Fett with Vader?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah, I think he focused and then he's locking Boba.
What? Why?
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so he's locked. Oh. Here's why I say you should focus fire. Even if Vader barrel rolls forward to that side of the board, he won't be an arc of Boba Fett, and he would then have another shot on the ship that all your other ships are shooting at. Whereas now he's kind of spreading damage, which you don't want to do in this situation.
And he's spending force.
Is he then going to barrel roll?
Yep.
I guess, why didn't he just barrel first? Okay. It would have been really interesting, though, had he done...
Twitch chat is saying the same thing, that they think that the lock is on the wrong ship. That he should have locked Amon.
Absolutely.
Going for a range one shot on...
Like, I get it. He wants the range one shot of Boba, but you're shooting into range one Boba with focus and infinite rerolls.
So
why?
2 hits, crit focus.
All right, I guess you just roll natties.
Yeah, so good. 2 hits, 2 crits.
Yep. They set the dice real nicely into the corner.
Yeah, Steve's really good about that.
I mean, so this is great. He's probably going to pop off 2 shields, but those could have been 1 or 2 shields off of Amon.
And that would be Amon with no tokens.
That too. Well, Amon's got to focus. But...
Right, but if he just spent it, he would then have no tokens for all his barrage rocket shots.
Correct.
Or whatever he's getting shot with.
All right, so Boba range 1 is going to light up. Are they going to focus on the same bomber, or are they all just going to shoot Jonas?
Twitch chat is also saying that they're guessing it's a long day with plenty of beer, and that was what was influencing Shawn's decision making. And I can confirm, I think both these guys grabbed a beer before this game.
All right, so Boba's going to get to 4 because he has no consequences anymore that he's been shot at. Would it have been better to do a focus into a red barrel roll?
And there is 3 hits, 4 hits, 5. Oh, he got a direct hit, so 5.
The only reason I say no is because then you'd be stuck on blues in the knife fight. And then Boba can take advantage of knowing your dial limitations.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you have your dial open, at least Boba can't know what your options aren't.
And Eamon, I think...
He has enough force. He'll have 2 force by the next turn. He'll be fine.
Eamon can kill Jonas right here.
Yeah, because Jonas just took 5 damage.
And how you like
Jonas
them rerolls.
Holy cow.
Well,
so it's range 2 against Jonas?
So 1...
Yeah.
He only has 1 L.
He did re... He got it.
I see. Evade, yep.
That was Steve shooting, though, right?
Yeah, that was Iman because
yeah.
he moved first. So now we're going to see Jonas shoot.
Okay. Yeah, but that would have been the end of Jonas after... I mean, Jonas would have got a shot, but...
Right.
Your rerolls.
Yep, so we'll see barrage rockets with mods, right?
Hey, Lou the Lunatic, thanks for checking out the premiere of Mission Debriefing tonight. Appreciate it.
All right. So we'll see Jonas with barrage rockets onto Amon? Or is he thinking about the range 1 onto Boba Fett? I hope he's not thinking about the range 1 onto Boba Fett.
There goes
No,
the
he
charge.
spent the charge.
Okay,
So
he's using barrage rockets. Okay. Gee, I wonder if he has bullseye.
ouch.
Well, at least Jonas can re-roll.
Right.
So 2.
And then spend a charge on barrage rockets to re-roll the other one. Why are you not? No. Okay. Does 1 damage. So this must be range 1. Oh, that seems good.
So 2 more there.
Imagine if Vader had also shot him.
Oh, I just realized we don't have
No.
points at the top.
Oh yeah, we don't.
3 damage. That's a good one.
Those seem good rolls.
So 2 more.
I think they show up after a little while.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So 2 more damage. So let's just say Vader had done 1 to 2 damage to Amon. Amon would be he's at half right now,
Yep.
but he'd be at like 3 health left instead of 5. All right.
Hey, Scruffy Neckbeard, thank you. He's saying that he digs the format of commentary over interesting matches. Insight into matches is the main reason he watches stream games. So
Good.
glad that you like it. Thank you.
That was our goal. So here's the part of the list that I kind of wanted to talk about. Now we have the situation of removal of agency to a degree.
Drop them
And
bombs.
this is why it really kind of sucks to have to play against this list.
And by against this list, you mean against the dual fire sprays?
Yes, against the dual fire sprays. All of Shawn's ships only have 1 reposition, maximum. And almost any move that Shawn can take is going to be hit by 1 to 2 bombs. And you're basically, like, I understand bombs, but in situations with Amon especially, like, later on, it's not just this turn, it's the next turn as well that Amon's going to be able to leverage his bombs.
Mm-hmm.
You're removing your ability of your opponent to be able to even make a decision, because any decision that they make is effectively wrong. Because, for example, if that lead bomber, let's say he does a K turn, well, he's going to eat a proton bomb no matter what. There's nothing he can do. If he does a 3 hard, he's going to eat a proton bomb, because Boba has one. And you basically create this huge area of denial that your opponent can do nothing about, and they will automatically suffer consequences. So you're effectively removing their agency. Like, yes, they can choose to make the move and take the damage, but there's almost nothing that they can do, and it feels bad to play against. And even, like, let's say he K-turns. He's then going to be eating more bombs the following turn, because Amon can use the 3 template. And he could even guarantee it with a prox mine. And those are all things before Shawn can even respond. So Shawn has to try to decide, like, what's the best disengage I can give myself, which is probably going to be turning away towards the top of the board with all his ships, which is turning all the guns off.
Yep. And I guess I would like to point out one thing, that this is also 2nd edition bombing. And as far as credentials go, Kevin, I think you probably have some of the highest credentials for taking away agency using bombs in 1st edition.
Or counternets,
you
really.
use them quite effectively with Advanced Slam and Miranda for quite a while.
Yep,
and that was when you could react to, or you could bomb after moving, with those action bombs. So even though bombing has seen a slight, I don't know if I would say nerf, just a change, we're still seeing that similar effect, that you're taking away that agency from your opponent, or taking away options of where they can even go to get away from your bombs.
Yep. And it's mostly just like when we think about the health of the game, like the things that we like about X-Wing. This is why control is dangerous, because although it might be fun and I guess interesting, it's also very dangerous, because when your opponent is left in a position where they can't really do anything, it's bad, because it feels bad.
Yep.
So it's very dangerous, and I've learned that over time as well.
Credit cards being offered across the table. They might be getting another beer.
That was what we call the beer run.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what Vader does here, because Boba knows all those bombers will have moved,
Hmm.
so he kind of has full range on the board to move. I have a feeling Amon's gonna hard turn up towards the board, because then he can threaten the swing prox mine the next turn. And I would say this turn they probably both drop proton bombs.
But with that in mind, does Shawn take his bombers and turn them up towards the board?
Yeah, I think
Then
in this
Iman
situation,
bumps.
Shawn has to try to deny Amon the run. So Amon has two options. He could either go 4 forward and slam into Jonas and dodge any possible of his own bombs, or he has the option to hard turn up this way, which could be blocked. Shawn, I think, has to try to block that. Then maybe he'll eat his own bomb. Because Amon has to actually think about this, because if he drops that proton bomb, he would be taking a critical as well if he doesn't get out of range.
Hmm.
So does he drop the proximity?
I don't think he drops the proximity mine here. I think Boba drops a proton bomb and Amon drops a proton bomb. But it'll be interesting to see what he does with Amon. But I think his best move here is probably just slam into Jonas. And then Boba jump like a 3-bank over the top and just uses the back arc to kill Jonas.
Or Shawn forgets just 4Ks. 5Ks.
He could. That'd be really rough.
I mean, that's a big gamble, right?
That's a huge gamble.
Well, that's the other benefit of bombs is you don't even have to drop them to affect your opponent's movements.
Yep.
Just the
And
threat
Especially when they
of
don't
the
have
bomb.
shields.
And
I think if he had shields, that'd be a different story.
Yeah.
Another thing to point out for these two guys is they also they play each other a lot at the gaming goat. So
So
they're
know.
also they're playing that game of they're not really playing the list as much as they're playing the player, and that creates interesting dynamics in the game as well because you're just trying to outguess the other person versus the list.
That's why the trick is when playing Kevin to do the dumb move because he'll never expect it.
You will never expect the dumb move because
That
he
is
gives
true.
all of his opponents credit for not being.
He likes to come
player.
with the top 2 or 3 moves. You just do 4, 5, or 6, and he will never know.
So Boba drops the proton bomb. Yep, that makes sense. I'm just going to call, I think the best move with Vader here is a 1-bank left.
No, it's Amon dropping the.
That's Amon dropping it, okay.
Yep.
Oh, I think he's dropping with both. As I mentioned that he should. Unless he truly believes that Shawn is not going to go towards Boba.
Nope.
There's the double
It's
drop.
coming.
Yeah, the double drop. So effectively, you can't go in this humongous area of the board. That's, yeah.
Hey, Kevin, Big Vic in the Twitch chat is kind of calling you out a little bit.
About what?
About you saying, well, I knew he was going to do this move, so I did this other move, but then he tricked me, so I should have done this other move, and then I would have won.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of that. There's lots of 50-50 calls. All right, so we see the self bump to maintain the middle range, which makes sense. He's trying to block the over the top from Amon. I like that. And then we see the too hard. He's maybe going to have to barrel roll. It'll depend where he lands. So I like that Shawn is effectively trying to stop Amon's escapes from his own bomb.
Right.
And then maybe Vader can initiative kill him. It would probably be the goal. which is a smart play. So if he thinks he did a hard 2, he needs to barrel roll. If he thinks he did a hard 1,
But is
he
that
can
bomber
stay
eating
there.
it where he's at?
He's going to eat the bomb if he stays there. So
Mhm.
I would barrel roll the bomber to the left. We'll see if he does it. Is he? Are they getting beers? Is that what's happening right now?
No, he's checking dials.
No, yeah, he's.
I think they
taking-
did that earlier because they just had a random handshake in the middle. So I think that might have been part of that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I remember right, I think Shawn had provided beer for that particular round.
Or as Dion would say, soda. They just had
Yeah.
soda.
Soda. Okay.
He had the OCX soda tokens this weekend.
He's thinking about that barrel roll, isn't he? He's thinking like, all right, am I going to focus or barrel? So I guess what you can think about while he's making this decision, if I stay here, I take that
Focus.
proton bomb. If
Yep.
I move, I know I don't take the proton bomb, and I potentially block the faster move. Because I think if he does a hard 1, he still would not fit. So he's choosing to eat the proton. Okay, or not. Okay.
He likes those 4 forwards with the
He really does.
fireplace.
That could be a sad Jonas, depending on what Jonas ends up doing.
Huh. So what does Jonas do?
Hey, we've got
Too hard.
Shawn in the Twitch chat. Hey, Shawn, thanks for watching your own game.
And Steven's in there too.
Oh, he is.
It looks like Steven is the other one that's talking.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, hey guys, thanks for tuning in tonight and rewatching your game.
It would have been interesting here. I wonder if Shawn thought maybe he was going to turn Amon right, so he doesn't 3 hard left with Jonas, because I'm sure Jonas is probably just smacking into everybody else.
well, he pulled up the 2 hard template. So
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yep.
okay. All right, good. Okay. Yes, I like this 2 hard. If he fits, otherwise 3 would have been awesome. But okay, that makes sense why he didn't barrel roll then, if he knew Jonas was going to hard turn in.
Yeah.
But those are all things that in the planning stage you kind of have to mentally visualize. Like, okay, what's my goal to block if I'm going to block? And then what is my follow-up moves of other ships? So yeah, okay. If you can keep Jonas alive, that'd be great.
right, get your rerolls if you can.
Well, this turn he sure won't, but yeah.
Right.
And if anything, he's another ship you have to shoot at again, which is ideal. Yeah, the 1 hard from Boba. Oh, they're determining if he bumps into Vader.
So Twitch chat is asking if Jonas is better than Soontir in this
No.
list.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much that is better than Soontir for his points.
Right.
Nope.
I mean, he's a really good value where he's sitting.
So Vader's doing a 1 forward.
Yep.
He won't fit, guys. What?
Looks like he did.
Oh.
I feel like that shouldn't have worked.
I feel like that shouldn't have worked either, and is really bad. Like, you would have been totally okay if Vader just 1-bang bumps and doesn't move. He at least still gets to shoot and not take a damage automatically.
Maybe that's just medium bases being smaller than we remember.
Huh. Well, that's not where I expected Vader to be.
But it looks like he's out of all shots.
Well, yeah, he's still gonna take a damage though if he doesn't barrel roll.
Yeah, he almost needs to roll to the right and back.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd get shot at by Boba if he did.
But right, then he risks getting shot. So what's worse? Take a
I
shield,
mean,
take one shield from a proton, or get shot from Boba.
the other hard part he has now is Amon's in a good turn next turn that he can do the. He can either just drop a bomb where he's sitting, and Vader doesn't have a lot of ability to escape, or he could swing the Proxmine in front of him. Like, this is what. This is why you don't want to engage this list in a cluster in any way, shape, or form.
Existential crisis Kevin is my favorite Kevin.
Is it the looks he gets on his face when he's in that existential crisis?
Well, I'm waiting for him to like short.
My calculations did not cover that.
Exactly right. That does not compute. That just like rises up in him.
So is Shawn thinking about his actions, or like what?
Yeah. And it looks like he's barrel rolling.
Okay. So he doesn't want the bomb. He must think that he might be able to dodge
Both?
both.
Ooh.
I think it looks like he's out of arc. But
Maybe.
did he dodge the bomb?
Yeah, I think barely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think he's out of arc, but the bomb still might be there.
Yeah, it's really, really close because of the size of that debris cloud.
It's going to be really close, but I think he's just out. Okay, so he's leaving the lock on Boba Fett then? Also, interesting decision. We must still be talking about actions.
Yep. No, they've moved on to measuring.
No, okay. All right. I'm surprised he didn't move the lock. So taking a crit from the proton bomb.
Yep.
And 3. Must have been a direct hit.
Yep.
Ouch.
I'm not sure what's up with these damage decks. Is this from something?
I've never seen these damage decks before.
So they're ones I think that, well, the guys in chat can tell you. I know, we had talked about it while we were playing the event, and they both agreed that it was okay to use the damage decks.
Sure.
Oh yeah, sure.
They have the same damage deck.
And
Right.
they're friends, like whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I just thought they looked kind of cool.
They do. They look really cool.
So no damage to Boba or Vader is what I just took away. Wait, Vader took a shield.
Vader took a shield.
Yep.
And got his force back?
He's not going to shoot at all. He's
For
not gonna
hate?
get shot at, so I guess he just gave him extra. Oh, yeah, hate. Or that.
So they're saying that they got these damage decks from a guy out of Spain.
Doesn't sound shady at all. Yeah, we just got it from some guy from Spain. Don't worry about it.
Just don't worry about it. They are very cool looking damage decks, though.
This is going to be a rough turn for Shawn. He doesn't get any shots, and he's going to get shot at twice. Ugh.
Ooh, hit crit.
Hit crit.
This is probably a Jonas, right?
Yeah.
Because he's rolling 3 dice instead of 4, so Jonas
Correct.
is gone.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, the guys are saying that their damage decks are plastic as well, not cardboard or card stock.
Couldn't tell. All right, so Amon's going to shoot out the rear.
Oh, there are the points.
Yeah, see, I told you they'd show up. It's like I knew.
So average.
2
With
hits.
no mods, average.
An evade, spend it for nothing.
Yep. Okay, so this turn could have been a lot worse than it was. So now he also... now he's in the same bomb hell he was in before.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And that's the predicament you're putting your opponent in, right? Is like he didn't escape from the previous turn, took a couple damage from bombs, and because of the position, a couple of the bumps that happened, he's still sitting in the same spot.
Yeah, and getting shot at.
Right. And he still doesn't have very good options for like number 2. Where does number 2 go to potentially escape a proton?
Basically nowhere.
Right.
There's almost nothing he can do. Like he can try to get out of the way and maybe like 3 hard left and then barrel roll, but you're still getting shot at least by Amon, probably. But if Amon just does a proton bomb and swings it out to the side,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's guessing, right? It's a 50-50 guess.
Right.
Unless you wanted to drop your other one with Boba right now, too. But you basically create, again, this huge area that almost all the ships in the game can't escape. The only ones that can are ones that can go fast and double reposition.
Right. And also the ones that are already like facing the wrong direction. Like number 3 and Vader can escape bombs, but they're also not going to be shooting for a second turn in a row.
Yep. Like Vader, I guess, could do a Talon roll. They have Talon rolls, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
3.
Vader could do a Talon roll here and try to at least get his gun back in the game. It's really rough, though, because you want Vader to shoot at Amon here. He needs to shoot at Amon.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get the crits in. He needs to get that ship off the board.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But currently, they're going in opposite directions.
Yep. So, I mean, I could see... It's really, does Shawn think he's going to swing that proton bomb or not?
Yeah, because that's a sad day too, right? Like swinging a proton bomb and potentially just dropping it right on number 3.
Well, and Shawn could just swing the prox mine and still hit him, I think, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what... Yeah. Automatic damage is dangerous from a game design perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So does Boba Talon roll here? Or does he just... Because they don't have a straight-up K-turn, right? The Fire Sprays only have Talon rolls. Or wait, is that... That's the Scourge. I gotta look.
The Scourge has a Talon roll, but I think the Fire Spray does too.
Fire Spray is a 4K.
Yeah.
So he could just 4K.
Well, the template's out.
Yeah, here we go. We're swinging the bomb. Yeah, he's gonna swing it in front of the bomber and just do guaranteed damage. Yep.
Yeah, there's the procs.
Ooh, is this gonna go too far?
Whoa.
Is this too far? Oh, I think it is. Oh, this might be a untriggered prox mine.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he misjudged that one, looks like.
But I mean, it looks really, really, really close.
Yeah. If he turns left, he's safe. If he
right.
goes straight, maybe. He's probably okay if he goes straight, right? If he K-turns.
Yeah. Oh,
I think yeah.
Here's the K-turn.
It's the 3K, right? Not the 5 off the board.
Right.
Correct.
Just want to make sure.
We like to do interesting games here on Echo Base.
So
and K-turned off
again. So he doesn't
again.
trigger the prox mine. Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
But I mean, like that was in a position where it's so close, and if you can get that prox mine to clip number 3 there, and number 3 already is down to just 4 hull left.
Yeah, you do the 1 plus the 2 dice.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised Boba isn't dropping a bomb too, and Amon isn't just going fast. Huh. Okay. Because then, like, let's say Boba had dropped his bomb, then the bomber eats a crit or barrel rolls and takes a rock next turn, so he'll barrel roll and take a rock, but that still feels terrible.
Right. Okay, 1 hard turn from Iman. So there's your reason why he didn't drop the procs with Boba.
Yep.
Or the proton, I mean.
Okay. I thought he would just go fast and they would both disengage. Huh. Okay.
There's a bump.
A 1 hard, really? Walker, are you sure you weren't playing setting these dials?
No, no,
You
no,
do all
no.
the unpredictable things, right?
I just sneak in barrel rolls on ships that don't have them.
Oh.
Like when my fire spray barrel rolled against you. We were all like, that
Yeah,
seems
and I
real.
was like, wait a minute.
That seems real good.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I feel like from Steve's position here, your best call was to drop the proton bomb with Boba and get the full disengage, and then you have them both together again, and you're allowed, one of your bombers is way the hell over here and disengage, the other one's in a really bad position, and you can swing both fire sprays at Vader and try to just concentrate your fire on him and make another pass.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're kind of splitting up when you've already broken the formation and the bombers are already scattered and in disarray. So I'm kind of surprised that he did the 1 hard with Amon this way, and he's doing the 1 hard with Boba. All right, so is Vader catering or Talon rolling?
Oh,
Talon roll.
little troll there. Is that the Toronto roll?
Well,
Is he gonna
it fits in the
well,
middle.
It fits, so
And then he's
it's
pulling
not
it back.
Toronto
Yep,
roll.
there it was.
Okay.
Fit in the middle, he pulled it back.
But he checked the middle first, right?
He
You're
did.
right, he did. Yep.
Gotta be safe.
Does Vader even have a shot? I think he will, right?
I think he will.
I think someone early on chat did call Minnesotans Canadian, so
Hey!
we do it right.
Alright, so Vader range dose. Okay, well, he has the target lock. And FCS.
Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah, seems good to me. Is that a blank and a focus?
Yeah, it must be. He
Yep,
took
2 shields and a crit, which he now thrown on 2, so I'm guessing it's a direct hit.
Okay, that worked out well.
A lot of direct hits in these Spanish damage decks.
I feel like because I don't know the Spanish phrase for direct hit, I don't have anything witty to say.
We leave the witty comments to Walker. Thank you.
Walker, get on that.
I took German.
Oh! Blank out. Oh, he had 1 evade. Okay.
Carlo, did you get that? Are you gonna clip that for the?
Alright, so Amon range 2 onto a helpless bomber.
Okay.
It seems good.
It's a 2 through.
So bomber's barely hanging on.
Right. Someone did give us the Spanish in Twitch chat.
What is it?
Yeah, go ahead with that one, Walker. Try that.
No, I'm worried that it's not really what it means. Because I don't know Spanish. And I'm just not going to start reading words.
Right?
Alright, so the bomber effectively whiffs on his attack. And now we're back to dials.
Twitch chat says, turns out the Spanish damage deck is all just direct hits and one damage tension card. That's great.
Okay. So remember when we talked before the game started about how along the board edge and towards the corner, the maneuverability of these fire sprays is significantly limited?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Amon right now?
He's along the board edge.
Uh-huh. And his
Whoa.
options are significantly limited.
I mean, I think he has a good, solid 3 options there. Isn't that enough? Like 3? 3 is enough?
I mean, yeah, sure.
4 if you count flying off as an option.
I would say
Well, then
that's
he's got a lot more. Then
Not
he's
a
got like
not a good option.
6 or 8.
So let's see. The bomber just does what, a 2 bank, and he's pretty safe. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, he moves first.
if he won bank,
He also knows he can go straight, right? Like a 3 straight.
yeah, he could just go straight. Yep. So Vader needs to clear stress.
I mean, the good old Rebel 1 forward to victory. I mean,
No, I don't think Vader wants to one forward
No,
to victory
no.
here. The bomber has to be really careful, though. Like, I'm guessing the bomber just one forward focus.
bomber number 2 or bomber number 3?
Sorry, bomber number 2.
Thank you.
Number 3 probably, because you want to make sure that Amon can't bank boost past you with bomber number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So both these bombers again. Just trying to visualize a 2 bank. I think he can squeeze past you if he does a 1 bank. I think bomber number 3 just does a 1. So he's in such a terrible position, because then he could just get bombed the next turn and die, maybe. Ugh. I guess you just like 3 forward with number 3. He probably gets shot out the rear, though.
Right.
I need to look at Vader's style.
Which chat is asking if a 3 Talon from Iman would put him on his own prox mine.
No. Well,
I don't think it would.
I don't think so either.
think so. If the Australians would say that'd be dirty if it fits. But I actually think Amon doesn't want to change the direction he's facing. I think he wants to bank in and threaten the bomb or the next swing of the prox mine if he needs it.
And he still has a rear arc. So even if he can set up the bomb and get shots.
Does Vader just 3 forward here to clear stress? I think so. I don't know. I don't know what the best move here is for number 3.
What?
I feel like
Wait, is Kevin at a loss for words?
I feel like it's such a crappy position, because like if you 1 bank and try to stop Amon from really doing anything, the next turn he's going to have a bomb that you have to deal with, but it's still probably the right decision to 1 bank and keep the stress and just stop Amon from doing anything. I think with Vader you probably 3 forward and then you can barrel roll to get away maybe. And then 1 forward number 2. I'm not sure what Boba's going to do, though. I feel like Boba wants to go slow.
Hey, so just a quick minute here, since we've got, I just took a look, we've got 62 people that have currently been in the chat. And in honor of this being a hyperspace trial, I've got 2 of the cards that we're going to give away to one of the viewers in the chat. So I've taken everybody's name, put it into a spreadsheet, and I'm just going to pull a random number here.
There's 46 people on YouTube.
Okay, we'll do another one for YouTube in a minute. If you can get all of the users.
Uh,
So there's your 3
I can get the
forward with
people
number
that
3.
talk.
So we've got
Oh, people are throwing names out. They're
Twitch
still talking.
chat.
If people type into YouTube chat, I can get their name. If they don't type, I can't.
We've got Psychomotion. Psychomotion, if you could send us a message, we'll get your information and get those sent out to you.
And hopefully we'll figure out Dion's system that he has someday. All right, so 3 forward and a barrel roll for number 3 bomber.
All right, so 3, 4. You said and a barrel roll.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And Emon.
I'm surprised you didn't
One
just
bank.
focus. Oh, that's gonna be in arc, I think, right? Did he barrel roll backwards or forward? I wasn't watching. I was watching YouTube.
I want to say he barrel rolled just over.
Okay. So Amon should just take a target lock here, I think, right?
Oh, it looks like he's going to boost.
Unless he doesn't think he has a shot. Okay. We also have 6 likes on our YouTube, FYI.
Nice.
And the group is conspiring to assist us by giving us additional likes.
Awesome.
So what did number 2 do? Did he do like a 2 bank or something?
At Dangerbox in the Twitch chat, yes, the game is pre-recorded, and then we just do our commentary after the fact.
So Walker, I wasn't watching.
I know, and I forgot already.
Okay. Did number 2? He must have done like a 2 bank or faster.
Sorry, I just rolled it back to see. I can roll it forward again.
It's okay. I'm just surprised. I thought he would just do like a 1 forward.
Yeah, looks like about a 2 bank.
Uh-oh, Vader got caught with his pants down. Can he barrel roll away out of arc?
Second. I jumped on our screen, so if you guys give me your timestamp and get back.
I'm at 1:15:35 on the video time.
Okay,
I need
then.
to jump ahead a little bit. I'm at 34. Like I'm a couple seconds behind.
Bam, there we go. Okay. So yeah, Vader's at range 1 behind him.
He must have done a 2 bank. Now he's gonna barrel roll. I will get you the list of names.
Cool. Yeah, just if you want to copy and paste into our Discord, then I can put them in the spreadsheet. And we'll do another set away.
So we
on
are
YouTube.
going for the barrel roll. So it looks like number 2 is at full health, so he can take that shot from Boba Fett. Number 3's got 3 left, so I think nobody dies this round. But that's just me. I'm an optimist.
I mean, hopefully nobody dies.
Right. All right, so we got hit, crit, focus, blank, one of everything. Reroll, so 2 hits and a crit onto the bomber. Bomber evades 1. This takes a hit and a crit. I don't think it was a direct hit. Dude. Panic pilot. All right, so
So many names to type.
hit crit onto bomber 3, who actually had 2 hulls, so our overlay was wrong during the game.
Yeah.
So he is gone. And so now the other bomber's got range 1 shot back at Boba Fett.
Okay, hit the list in Discord.
Okay, cool.
Hit, focus. Turns it. So 3 hits onto Boba.
How come your name is in there a
Yes.
whole bunch of times, Kevin?
2 natties. So 1
I just
damage onto
copied my
Boba.
name.
Do you really need those 2 cards that bad? Wow.
Yeah. All right. So did the bomber just unload on Boba Fett?
Yep, and he got 3 hits, and Boba got 2 evades, so 1 damage.
Okay.
So
And
now
then
we are
the
sitting at
bomber took a panic pilot. Ugh. Okay. And Boba still has a proton bomb, right?
Yeah, Boba only dropped the 1.
That's not good.
And that is a good point.
So-
Shawn still has half points on those 2, so he is ahead on points. Even
He is
though
ahead on points,
even though it looks
and-
bleak.
Well, I mean, he's 1 hit point away from Steve being in the lead because he'll take half of the bomber and be ahead.
Right.
Okay, from YouTube we've got Slothy Crybaby. Perfect name. We'll send you out Inquisitor and Just Pava alt art cards. Just get a hold of us either on Twitch or YouTube, or you can find us on Facebook as well, and we'll get those cards sent out to you. Slothy Crybaby.
All right, Kevin, so what are we doing here?
All right, so
Eamon's got to get turned around.
yeah, Eamon's effectively out of the fight for 3 turns.
Yep.
So the bomber cannot go right or straight or bump into Boba in any way, shape, or form because Boba is probably dropping the proton bomb this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And what does the bomber have for blue maneuvers? I mean, white, but double stressed.
One through 3 forward and 2 banks.
Okay.
So I think the bomber probably, although it seems
keeps
bad,
the stress.
has to keep stress.
Yep.
And
But there's no
3
reposition.
cards, it's like the bomber's in the bad place.
Because bomber moves first. So, like, I just wonder if Boba Fett blocks.
Well, I don't even. Can he fit a 3 hard down towards the bottom of the board?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know that he can.
Mm.
And if that's the case, he's kind of screwed and just going to take auto damage. And because Vader can effectively 4K here and really not worry about damage.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that bomber, I would have been really interested to see if that bomber had just gone on 1 forward. What this would look like. I'm really not sure what the bomber can do here. I mean, you know this proton bomb's coming. if you can't fit, if he thinks he can fit the 3 hard down, then that's what you have to do, and that's really your only play.
So proton bomb.
So, 3 hard to the right.
What? Really? Okay. I mean, he's disengaging, but
Still going to take a crit.
he's
And he's
maybe
going to
just
take
gonna
a
hide
shot.
the bomber by Vader, I guess.
Well, depending on what Boba does, I mean, we're talking about a crit and then a shot from Boba. That bomber could be just.
But the other problem we have here is, so effectively, he knows he's going to get half points at the end of the movement phase. If Steven wanted to, he could just run away, because none of Shawn's ships have boost, and he now has the lead.
Yep.
For 36 minutes.
It's legal. If Vader 4Ks here, he might be able to help swing the game a little bit, but if he boosts, then no. Okay. No. Well, Walker, YouTube is talking about Tabletop Simulator. Maybe you have some people to play with now.
Yeah, I got to try to figure it out at some point.
So you got
Because I remember you mentioned
Vader.
3 bank from Vader. Huh. Okay. This is a rough spot for Shawn because Vader has to try to chase down both of these fire sprays.
Right.
And he doesn't have afterburners.
Yeah.
So he's taking the range 3 target lock, right? Is that what, or what?
Yep. Yeah, he target locked.
So did he spend the lock before or something?
Yeah, he spent it on his last attack.
Oh, okay. So what I would do in this situation is I would actually leave Vader right there and try to entice Boba to shoot Vader, like as a bluff strategy. You don't want him to shoot the bomber because the bomber is the correct target to shoot. And you almost have to be like, no, look, Vader's right there. You want to shoot him and see if your opponent makes the wrong decision, which he's doing. So the bomber's going to take a crit.
It's a loose stabilizer.
Okay. All right, so he's going to shoot the bomber. This is the correct decision.
Yep, range 3.
Ooh.
1. Dodgeable or not.
No.
Okay, so now Vader has to try to... Vader has some work to do. Because he has to kill one of these ships. Half points isn't going to work. Because he has half points on both.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's not a lot to do with Vader here besides the 3 hard. The fire sprays could probably... Like, this would actually be a good moment for Boba Fett to do a talon roll and start to get the flank on.
Mm-hmm. Start chasing down that bomber number 2.
Start chasing down the bomber and start making Vader have someone behind him.
Yep.
I'm assuming Amon is probably just going to do, like, 4 forward boost. And just run. Boy, there's still 32 minutes left in this game.
Yeah. So maybe, Kevin, this would be a good time to talk about that other thing that we were going to give away.
Yeah. So the other thing that we have, because we've been to a couple hyperspace trials, is I have an extra set of templates and range rulers from the hyperspace prize pool, I guess is what you want to call it. When you make top 8, you get.
Yep.
What is it? Is it top 16 gets the range rulers and top 8 gets templates? Is that how it works?
16 is dice, right?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Dice and templates, or is it 8 get templates? I think 8 gets templates.
Okay, something like that. But we have another set of templates and range rulers from the hyperspace prize pool.
Yep.
That we are looking to give away to our patrons because we have a Patreon that we started.
And you can find that at patreon.com/EchoBaseXwing.
And our plan is we're before our next episode, when we start our next episode next week, everyone that is a patron will be entered in for the drawing, and we will send that out to our patron members.
Yep.
And we'll have more stuff down the road, but this is our first kind of prize that we're going to give away for all our patrons. And all we have is just a $2 donation patron to help us out. And if that becomes really popular, we can add more stuff and come up with some cool ideas that we've been working on. But we're just starting with that. So it'd be really cool if anybody feels that we're doing a good job and wants to help promote us going to more events and everything, just kind of like with Dion. Let us know and go ahead and join our Patreon, and we'll start giving out prizes. And next week will be our first prize giveaway.
Yep. And I mean, templates, that's kind of a pretty big giveaway.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at it as I have 2 sets and I only need 1, so.
Right.
There is your talon roll.
That is a talon roll, but not the direction I thought.
No.
And
I'm also surprised.
Tonight.
I'm also surprised Amon chose to take the slow maneuver and risk possibly being shot at, instead of just blazing out of range and making it impossible for Vader to shoot him. Because the best green dice are the green dice that you never had to roll.
Right. An arc dodge is better than a green dice.
Correct. Because now Vader, I think, could just barrel roll into range and take a target lock.
Twitch chat is asking if he took a damage from the loose stabilizer.
I was not watching, so I do not
Bummer.
know. I was informed dice and rulers is top 16, so templates must be top 8.
Okay.
Although I will say I'm not going to give away the extra set of dice. Sorry, guys. All right, so is he prepping the barrel roll, it looks like? Wait. Is he barrel rolling away? Interesting. I wonder why. Huh. Okay. Any thoughts on that, you two? I thought he for sure was going to barrel roll in and take a shot.
I'm wondering if he's trying to get away from Boba Fett.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, at this point, he's behind, right? He has to try to take any opportunity he can.
Sure, you got high risk, high reward at this point.
Well, and even that wasn't necessarily much of a risk. I guess it's hard to tell. If he thought he was maybe in danger of a shot, okay, then don't. But I thought he was probably still okay and not in danger of taking a shot.
Well, and he might also be thinking that there's no way that I didn't know how to say it, Eamon is turning in on him next round, so he's got a chance to sit right there in his blind spot next turn.
Yeah, YouTube's mentioning not getting pinned between two rocks. That's possible. I don't know. I feel like if you have an opportunity to take a free shot there when you're behind like this, you probably have to take it. I mean, I guess he has time, so he's probably okay. But huh. So Boba probably does like a two bank to the right to clear stress. Bomber is in kind of a rough spot.
I think the bomber just needs to try to stay as far away from Boba as possible, but
And the problem too is he can't go too slow because he doesn't want to get Boba trick shot. Vader has to hard turn in this turn and try to be productive. Probably a hard 3. I'm assuming you just do like what, a 2 hard away with Amon and just take a focus and use the rear gun and just try to get focused fire on Vader from Steve's perspective.
well, and the problem right now is the bomber can't do a non-straight maneuver without
Oh, he
dying.
can't do a non-straight. Oh, that's right.
If he does, he dies.
And then he put. Is he just? So here's the problem. Like you almost have to take the risk, right? Put out the loose stabilizer because, or does loose stabilizer go away by itself? I think you have to put it out.
Loose stabilizer is an action to repair it, so
Okay, so he has to do that.
yep.
Otherwise, he's just kind of screwed.
Yeah, otherwise he's doing one forward next turn and he's barrel rolling, so he's dying next turn.
Okay. All right, so it's not just me that's confused.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Takes a big man to see his death and just walk right into it.
Sure. Not where I expected Steve to go. Huh. I guess he's wanting to threaten the angle bomb, but wait a minute. He's boost. Huh. I wonder why you don't just turn away if that was your goal as Steve that turn. Like just hard 2 away and then boost. Not get closer to Vader.
Oh, Twitch chat saying loose stabilizer is an action to repair, or once you take 1 damage, it repairs itself.
I gotcha.
So that bomber is just staying as far away to live another day if possible.
Okay. So Boba's debating the boost, it looks like. I think you just take the focus here.
Yeah. He did.
Yep. Is this a hard 2 or a hard 3?
2.
2, yeah.
He is really being cautious. Is he even in range? I think so. So you probably barrel roll away from Amon and then take a focus and just do the YOLO against Boba so that you're only getting shot at by 1 ship. Or he's barreling the other way. I can't track these decisions, I guess.
Well, again, this was, 11 o'clock at night. These guys have been both drinking and playing X-Wing all day.
Huh.
I do know that from watching Shawn play a couple games that day, he's a cautious and patient player.
Mm-hmm.
So being in the position where he is, I can see him being extra cautious here. And
so
no shots.
He tried to take a lock and now he's out of range. Okay.
No, I think he just did. He measured both shots, so
So I guess part of why I'm confused is so Boba is the most vulnerable at range 2 and range 3. And there was an opportunity where you could get a one-on-one shot if you barrel the other way, away from Boba, or I'm sorry, away from Amon. So it's just you versus Boba. And it would be at range 3, where Vader is effectively as safe as he can be. And Boba only has a focus, which is your best chance because now Boba can charge you and either deny you a shot and maybe kill your bomber, or put you in a situation where you're doing a range 1 exchange with Boba, which is where you do not want to be. So if he was planning to shoot Boba, like that was a perfect opportunity to try to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm kind of confused, because he could have barrel rolled the other way and taken Amon out of the fight, so it's just an isolated instant or isolated shot against Boba. And you're shooting first, you get 3 dice, and one of them's going to be a crit. So I'm just kind of surprised. That bomber doesn't have a lot of options either. But now Amon is out of the fight this next turn, so we'll see how aggressive Boba gets. Amon still has 1 Proxmine charge left. So if Boba does a 3 bank right and a boost, can Vader fit a 1 bank in towards Boba? I think so, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
I think that
it is hard to tell because of the angle and just how much distance it does cover, but I think he could fit.
I think that's the move with Vader here, is you try to just go for an initiative kill.
So it looks like
we're thinking about dropping a bomb.
yeah, Shawn or Steve, I'm sorry, is debating a bomb drop as well.
Really?
Well, I mean, depending on what he thinks Vader is going to do, he could be using it to block off
A
Vader
5/4.
going after, Iman.
I guess in my mind, I don't see Vader doing a 5/4 in any world,
Yeah,
but that's me.
yeah. Well, he didn't drop anything anyway, so.
Here comes that poor bomber.
So YouTube asked, Amon can only use the 3 hards, right? He can't use a 3 forward for his bombs, right? Let's see.
Yeah, because it's
Oh
still
no,
right?
It says you may use a 3 hard, 3 straight, or 3. Oh jeez, I didn't realize he could
Three
also
bank.
use a 3 straight. Okay, then the 3 straight kind of matters.
Okay.
You can't do a bank though. You can only do the hards and the forward for the bombs.
Okay.
Could he always do that in first edition too? I thought he could only do the hards.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. That edition is dead to me, Kevin.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it's dead to me too, so I agree. All right. Does he do the bank 1?
Yeah, there's a
Yep. And then he should be able to barrel roll out of arc and get a free shot on Boba Fett. I'm really surprised Boba didn't just charge forward. Huh. Unless he thought he could not. I suppose if he thought he couldn't block Vader, then he would turn away. Okay. Yep, so we'll see the barrel. So we'll have a range 3 obstructed shot against Boba Fett, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kevin, Dangerbox in the Twitch chat said in first edition he could do straights and banks for the bomb drop.
Jeez. Huh. I guess I never saw him ever see play, so I didn't.
I mean,
Ooh,
yeah,
is this
sadly the fire spray was not used very much
No.
in the latter part of first edition.
So did they determine range 2? It looks like he only has 3 green dice in his hand, so it must just be range 2 obstructed. FCS 2, so maybe you get a damage in, maybe. Nope.
Spent focus, no damage.
You guys are ahead of me again.
Okay.
I'm at 142 on the game time.
Same here.
For 2 in the game time. I got 1640 on the top.
Okay.
Okay, we're only
So
ahead by like 10 seconds then.
Okay. Just calling the dice.
the bomber is just going to have to continue to hard turn in. Boba could probably 2 hard away. Continue to use the obstruction.
So with Vader, do you cut in and take the middle, or do you go long way around after Boba?
I think you have to start to cut in soon.
Just so that way you can have either one as a target?
Yeah, like you can't sit and try to protect that bomber for much longer because you're going to run out of time.
But if you use
Yeah.
that bomber right now to take a shot that might have gone at Vader, I think that's its value.
Right. So I think you have to try to get involved as fast as you can. Because I'm going to guess that Boba Fett's going to turn 2 hard down away. Or bank and try to use the obstruction, but either way, he's running away from you using his rear arc.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, maybe you see a 1 hard from Amon? I don't think so. Amon kind of needs to flip around. Okay. So I'm curious what he'll do with Amon this turn. If he starts to flip him or just kind of pulls him into the corner and tries to get Vader to come to him. Looks like we're going to find out. Looks like a straight 3 or 4 from the bomber.
3, I think.
So that tells us Vader's probably going to cut in. Looks like the bomber's taking a free target lock, because why not? Sure. Bank. Okay, so he's not going to turn around. He's just going to go the long way around. Okay. Yeah, Boba Fett 2 hards away. Yep. Okay, what is Vader doing here? Go right in front, barrel roll. I think he's still going to get shot by Boba Fett even after the barrel roll, but he'll at least get a shot.
Legendary 1319. This was a hyperspace trial at the Gaming Goat in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Final
It actually
table.
wasn't at the Gaming Goat. It was at a brewery in St. Paul, but the host store was the Gaming Goat.
I wonder if he's debating the barrel roll up instead of down. So I think he wonders if he's not going to clear the debris if he goes down with the barrel roll.
I think he would have to go to ship left and back with
Just-
Vader, and then
yeah.
you'd still have to bank the next turn.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to go this way. So Boba might get a shot this turn if he's not dead, which he probably won't be. So we see the barrel, spend the force to take a focus. Yep. And I'm assuming this is range 3.
Looks like range 3.
Yep. All right, so 3 on 3.
I guess 3 right off the bat is good, right?
That seems good. Make one a crit. Yeah, I mean, if you just roll good. Oh, Bubba's taking a hit and a crit. Uh-oh.
Spanish damage deck, is it a direct?
It's something that he flipped over.
No.
No, he didn't flip over.
Stunned pilot.
Irrelevant.
Yep.
Irrelevant. All right, so the return fire range 3, 2. Two. So nothing. Okay. Uh-oh, the dice tray, Jake. It got knocked.
Yeah, it gets fixed here in a few minutes.
Okay. So
Steven Slim, is that better for volume? He said I needed to either turn mine down, or Kevin, you needed to turn yours up.
okay.
I turned mine down a little bit.
All right. I mean, I can move it a little bit closer.
Hey, thanks for watching tonight.
So does the bomber 3 hard or 2 hard here? I'm guessing 3 hard. Although, because I'm gonna guess that Amon's coming in to try to stop Vader and get him away from Boba Fett.
Hey Walker, since we're a little bit ahead of you, do you just want to call the dice rolls? Twitch chat is noticing that Kevin and I are calling them a little bit before.
Did a little jump.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
might.
Well, and while we're setting dials too, like it's a good time.
Yeah, at the very top I got 754, 3, 2. So I don't know where we're at with you. The top of
The game time, you mean?
game timer, yeah.
Oh, you're ahead of me then. All right.
Yeah, I've got 8
Oh.
minutes, 8 seconds.
I did a big jump.
Yeah,
That's
you did.
fine. That's fine. I'll just jump to 750, and I'll just be behind. So Boba Fett here, you gotta like 4/4 boost, right? Just run away. You can't risk another turn of Vader shooting at you.
Yeah, I think so.
So I guess the bomber has a decision. It could either 3 bank or hard 2, but I think it has to hard turn in and try to stay near Vader to help protect it, because if he gets off and isolated by himself, he's just gonna get picked off. So I'm assuming the bomber has to hard turn in and just try to cover. With all that said, Vader's best move here is probably just a 1 bank, right?
Yeah, it gives you some freedom.
Because Eamon's probably going to come in and try to block him. And I don't think a 3-bank boost. Yeah, a 3-bank boost can't stop a 1-bank from Vader from happening. So then Amon has to. Yeah, I think the best move that Vader can do is a 1-bank. I'm not sure what Amon's going to do then.
If Amon won banks, would that put him right next to Boba and not bump?
I think he'd bump. It's hard to.
I think it's close.
Yeah.
Until you put the template down, and then it's obvious, probably.
Yeah, like
Right,
he
right.
might fit, but there's a chance he bumps.
But it might also not be a bad time to offer up Iman as bait to let Boba get away, because I mean you've already got half points taken from Amon, and Vader can't kill him this turn. I mean, unless
The
there's crits.
You're right, but the problem is, so if that bomber swings in with a 3 hard and takes a focus, Amon's going to get shot at by Vader and the bomber, because if he doesn't just try to kill that bomber and he goes for Vader, more or less, obviously the bomber's going to get to shoot.
I think that's out of range still, though, isn't it?
With a 3 hard, I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's all going to depend on. Oh, he only did a 2 hard. It might be out of range with a 2 hard. With a 3, he would have been perfect, for sure.
Sure.
And now he's just going to turn away. Okay. Well then.
That solves that. Right?
Yep. I'm really surprised he's staying there. Because I think if Vader does a 1 bank and then does a barrel roll, he still is in range of shooting Amon.
Steven Slim and Twitch chat. Yeah, we will be putting this up on our YouTube page within the next day or so after the recording of the show tonight is done. I don't know if Dion will have it up on his YouTube or his Twitch, but it won't be on our Twitch.
So Kevin, was that aggressive for you?
It was. I'm surprised. I mean, you have to just go for Boba right now then.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and hope you get that one more point.
The problem with why it was so aggressive is I'm really concerned with that 3-bank prox mine. Like, he has to barrel roll now. But, like, that's my only concern. Is you're just getting too close to Iman. You're giving him potential opportunities to use his ability and deal automatic damage to Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That is a problem. Oh man, that 3 hard prox mine, I think, is gonna hit him. Oh.
So range 3 dice roll.
Yeah, you're going for Boba, but I'm still concerned about next turn. Spend a force, don't spend the focus, spend the force. Spend the force, make it 3 crits, do it.
Yep.
Yes.
And I'll let
Boom.
Kevin catch up quick.
I'm at 220 now.
Okay, you're like 7 seconds.
Okay.
Fine. Two minutes even. Right now.
Yeah, I'm 6 seconds behind.
Okay, close. So that helps. Points.
That helps, but he's literally an activation phase away from it going the other way again. Because he'll get half of Vader,
Mm-hmm.
which I think will put him above. Vader's worth 70? No, it won't. So now,
That bomber
Shawn
turns
is first.
away. Turn
Yeah,
up.
you turn
Turn
the
up
bomber away
with
and you
that
go
bomber.
hide him in the corner.
Yep. You turn up and away.
Yeah, and you just say, peace out, I'm good. Especially with a minute and a half left.
This game is really close. Closer than I thought it was going to get. I thought it would kind of swing.
Yeah, it's going the whole 2 distance.
So I will say this, spoiler alert, we're on the last turn.
No way.
Less than a minute left.
There will be no extra turns after time runs out.
That seems legal. Yeah, so his only chance here, Steve's only chance here, is both to hit him with the prox mine and to try to get a kill shot on Vader, and that is literally his only chance.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't go too fast, but he also doesn't want to risk like a range 1 blowout. Although range 1, I guess, he'll probably survive. Well, with all the crits, who knows? There's a lot of crits in those Spanish damage decks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of direct hits, I should say.
We've seen some variety.
We have seen a lot of variety, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, he hasn't used Leet yet. I wonder if he just never had a moment where he needed to, or did he forget? I haven't thought about it until I just looked at it just now.
My experience flying against people that have the elite crew card is that they just don't ever use it. And it's, I think, more because they forget to use it all the time.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just waiting on Vader style here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna assume that Iman's gonna do a bank of some sort so he can try to get the wide coverage of his rear arc. And I guess as Vader, you could literally just like 1 bank away and barrel roll backwards and see if you can maybe try to dodge that prox mine fling and just not have shots happen if you can. Yep. Oh wait a minute. Is he dropping a proton bomb and not the prox mine?
That is what it looks like is happening.
Yep.
What? 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 Why?
I mean, he's not taking the prox mine, I guess.
What? Huh.
This is what I'm talking about, where Kevin looks like his circuits are frying.
They just did, yeah.
This is the moment.
I don't understand the proton bomb at all.
So
Okay.
I guess I could maybe shed a little light on the conversation that these two guys had about that specific bomb drop. And Steve was thinking, he was debating either the 1 bomb drop or the 3, because he didn't know how fast he was going to go, how fast Shawn was going to go with the bomber.
Okay.
And so he was thinking that he might be able to catch him going really, really fast and end up at range 1 of that proton right there.
So Vader failed barrel roll.
So he was
I
trying
guess, but your win condition's Vader, right? Like you have to just go for Vader with the prox mine and everything. Because if you kill the bomber, you still don't win the game.
Yeah, you're right, and I don't know if
So
at this point, Steve knew that.
range
Okay.
2 at Vader.
Oh, is Vader shooting first?
No, Vader doesn't have a shot.
Oh, okay. Well, 3 hits. I mean, if he blanks out, he wins.
No.
And
Fade
No.
black.
Okay. Huh. Not the ending I expected.
yeah. So yeah, that's the other thing that I wanted to touch on with this game is the knowing your win condition and also keeping track of points. Because I think I don't know, I didn't get a chance to talk to Steve about this after the game because it was late and everything. But I don't know if he knew where the points were at for like the last half hour of the game, because I think he engaged a couple of times when right around 30 minutes left of the game, he chose to engage again when he could have just run away and he was winning. And then also at the very end here, Star Fury Omega, thank you for watching tonight and sticking with us for this really long game. We do appreciate it. Because yeah, this was a long one. But yeah, knowing where you're at, where the points are at, and looking for those outs, I think is a very important thing to remember throughout the game. I know for myself, this is one of the things that I've tried to focus on this past like 6 months or so, is knowing how much time is left in the game, and also at the beginning of the game and at about the midpoint, also looking for my win conditions and playing to them.
Mm-hmm.
That said,
Yep. Nope, that's
it
true. That's true.
hasn't done me any favors because I haven't been winning very much. But I'm trying to hit something that I know in the past has been a weak point in my game and trying to improve it.
Yep. And it's a skill even I'm still working on. Because I guess, in my opinion, to be real, like in first edition, I never really thought that much about point. Like, it never really came down to points usually, right? Enough ships were destroyed, the game was clearly
Right,
over.
yep.
And we're hitting that a lot more in second edition, and I'm even having to learn that I need to teach myself that skill and train myself mentally.
Welcome
Yep.
to half
I'm
points on
not
small
used to it.
bases.
Yeah, it's half points on small bases, but it's also most games don't go to full destruction. I mean, there's very few games I see where a whole list dies.
Yep.
Right.
So suddenly, like, points matter a lot, and that's a new thing everyone's having to adjust to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I hope everyone had a good time. This was kind of our premiere, just so you guys know. Like Jake mentioned before, we try as much as possible to not see the games in advance, so that we have the reactions we have, because we think that's just more entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we might hit a game that's not as good, though, because we didn't watch it in advance. Like, we try to look at the matchup and be like, oh, is that probably a good game? Or are these players, we know it's probably a good game.
Right.
And we try to base it off of that. But yeah, we try to keep it really authentic with our reactions.
Yeah, and definitely thank you everybody for checking us out. We had that little hiccup last night when we were supposed to premiere, but we do appreciate everybody giving us the chance tonight to make it up and tune in. And
Sundays will be our night.
yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that's all I've got, unless you guys have anything else.
Nope.
Nope, I think we should wrap it up. It has been a very long game. So, quick reminder, we do have our own YouTube channel that is Echo Base X-Wing on YouTube. We also have our own Twitch channel, also Echo Base. And if you want to help support us in bringing more content and stuff like that, we also have a patron or a Patreon on patreon.com Echo Base X-Wing. And like we talked about earlier, next week we're going to give away a set of templates to current patron members. So thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you.
We will see you next week.